Now you will serve as an example to all who dare oppose Caesar's legion. Defend yourself!
Don't worry, boss. Hey, boss. Grenade!
Hey there.
I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss.
Hey there, need anything?
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
Hey there, need anything? Sure. Hey there. Need anything?
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
Howdy there, partner. My story's a long one, friend, and I can't say as it's all that interesting. Well, I was born in a little town out Montana way. Me and Ma didn't have much, ever since my pa up and left. That he did. Never did know why. Ma always said he was a real mysterious fella, even when he was with her. Like he was a stranger sometimes. Maybe. Maybe I just never felt like I belonged back home. It sure wasn't easy. Ma worked her fingers to the bone to make sure we had enough to survive. And I worked the coal mines from when I was 15. After Ma died, I guess I wanted to find my pa and get some answers from him. Been out here looking ever since, but he ain't an easy man to find. Can't say as I really know. Maybe I'll just ask him why. Maybe I'll punch him right in the mouth. Hell, the more I talk about it, the more the whole damn thing sounds like a dumb idea. Maybe I should. Don't suppose you know any place a fella with a guitar might find a job, huh? Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Oh, this old thing? Why, thanks, friend. This here guitar is just about the only thing my daddy left me. Just about my whole life, ever since my daddy left Ma and me and went off to roam the wastes. So long, friend.
Yeah. Time for more fighting. I know. This crouch walking is hell on my back, boss.
This post isn't someplace a civilian ought to be. Just the usual. Legion scouts try to slip across the river a couple of times a week, but they always end up floating downriver with holes in their heads. Ranger Station Alpha. Ranger Lineholm is in command here. I'm not really much of a historian. The short version is that the Rangers are the elite of the NCR military. Best fighters in the wasteland. Don't get killed out there.
Hello. This is a military outpost. Why are you here? Have you ever heard the story of the bomber that crashed into the lake before the war? Supposedly it's mostly intact, even after all that time. For about 10 years now. Toughest training I've ever done, and was the proudest day of my life when I got my Ranger badge. Did you know that the first battle at Hoover Dam was won because of the Rangers? Legion had the numbers, but we had the skill. Ranger Station Alpha used to be the frontline outpost for NCR. When we moved onto the dam, this station has fallen into more a support role. So long. A veteran ranger inspires awe. Stick around for when they get here, you'll see. If I live to earn the black armor, I could die a happy woman.
You here to pay your respects too? It commemorates the Battle of Hoover Dam. The Rangers lured the best of Caesar's Legion into Boulder City, then blew the whole town up. The NCR still lost a bunch of troops in the fighting, though. My older brother sacrificed himself, so they could evacuate some of the wounded. Don't worry about it. Camp McCarran, but I'm on leave at the moment, heading back to California to see my folks. I'm supposed to join up with a caravan that's heading that way up at the 188, but they're not due to arrive for a while yet. Bye.
A customer. Not many people come into Boulder City these days. What can I get you? Thanks. Most of the town is rubble, destroyed during the Battle of Hoover Dam. And the only other thing around here is the concrete mixing yard. The NCR has been constructing bunkers up and down the river. From what I've heard, it's a little late for that. Travelers over at the 188, just up the road, said that the Legion has overrun a couple of towns to the south. Most of the limestone comes from Quarry Junction out west, but I hear some Deathclaws overran the quarry. With no work to be had, all the workers around here have wandered off. I'm the only one left in town. Come back real soon.
Don't worry, boss. With my cataracts, you only sort of look like the bad guys. Okay, I guess we're doing this.
We've got a situation with some great cons right now. The brass at McCarran has ordered me to lock down the ruins until it's been resolved. One of my patrols was on its way back from Novak when it came under fire from the Great Khans. They radioed for reinforcements, but instead of waiting for us, they chased the Khans into the ruins where they were caught in a crossfire. No deaths, but not all the squad got out. The Khans have Private Ackerman and Private Gilbert as hostages. Normally I'd turn you down since I have no idea who you are. But considering that the hostages are as good as dead when we attack... Alright. I'm going to give you a chance to talk to the Great Khans. Their leader is a man named Jessup. If we hear shooting, we'll be coming in. But it'll probably be too late for you. Good luck.
This rubble is slippery. Watch your step.
Hope the NCR doesn't send reinforcements from the dam. Fuck Benny. We'll make him pay for stabbing us in the back. The NCR sure did a number on this place.
Fuck Benny. We'll make him pay for stabbing us in the back. What the hell? You're that courier Benny wasted back in Good Springs. You're supposed to be dead. And here I thought us Great Khans were tough to kill. So, what happens now? Don't have it. Benny stole it right before he stabbed us in the back. He's probably back at the strip by now, laughing at me. What's to negotiate? The NCR backs off, we walk out of here, nobody gets hurt. I can't believe I'm doing this. But But all right, the hostages can go. The NCR had better keep their end of the deal, though. Here, a souvenir for you. It's Benny's lighter. Shove it up his ass when you catch up with him. Yeah? On what? He's one of the chairmen, big shots that run the Tops Casino in New Vegas. A friend from the city contacted me with info on a big job. I should have known that the caps were too good to be true, but there was still no way I could pass up the chance. It's just a big fancy poker chip as far as I know. Don't know why anyone would make one out of platinum, though. He's a snake, that's why. He owed us the rest of the pay for the job, so maybe he didn't want to pay up. Fine. Yeah, go on.
Hello.
Man, I thought I was dead for sure.
Man, I'm sick of this place. Can't wait to get back to Red Rock.
This rubble is slippery. Watch your step.
I'm glad you were able to get my people freed, but there's a new problem. I just got orders to take out the Great Khans, hostages or not. My hands are tied. I can't go against orders, can I? You're right. The Great Khans are free to go.
Thanks for the rescue.
Thanks for getting me out of there. I owe you one.
Fancy meeting you here, friend. Just rolling along on my spurs. Looks like I just might make it to New Vegas after all. Yep. Guess it's just down to you and Fancy Pants. I wouldn't worry about him. He looks all hat and no cattle, if you ask me. Yep. This is getting mighty embarrassing. Fancy Pants? No, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him since the tussle in Good Springs. I'm sure he ran back to the soft living of New Vegas, though. Look me up when you get to New Vegas.
Hey there, need anything? Sure, here's what I've got.
You a merc? Because you don't look like a prospector. Hell yes, sir. Well, not officially. Not anymore. They mustered me out a year ago. Administrative discharge. Staff Sergeant, 3rd Platoon, Bravo Company. I was at the dam when the Legion hit us 3 years back. That was a shitstorm, and don't let anybody tell you different. The brass tried to play it down, but most of them were back at McCarran. I didn't. My CO ordered me to flog a couple deserters, and I told him to eat shit. So they kicked me out for insubordination. Those kids didn't desert. They just got liquored up on the strip and missed roll call. I don't know what else the brass expects. Half these kids don't get more than 2 weeks of training before they ship them out here. Going home didn't feel right. Not with those savages camped on the other side of the river sharpening their knives. And I still get to see my old platoon when they pass through here. Make sure the new CO is treating them right, and sneak them extra ammo. Anyway, I was always complaining about the standard issue gear. The new kids don't even get body armor. Can you believe that? So I hooked up with a couple other vets. Bribed a gun runner. Now we're supplying grunts, mercs, and anybody else on our side. We don't make much, but at least we're saving lives. Vegas is bleeding us dry. We're tossing caps at 100 different problems, while Caesar bides his time and lets us wear ourselves out. This war is gonna bankrupt the NCR, unless we finish off the Legion fast and dirty. We shouldn't be perched up at the dam. We ought to be crossing the Colorado and sticking a boot up Caesar's ass. Sure, no problem.
What's your problem? Hi, mister. I hope you're doing fine today. I don't have a mama or papa anymore. I see them sometimes when I take off my medicine, but they can't stay. I'm pretty used to being on my own. Oh, I don't sell things, mister. I sell thoughts. I can take off my medicine and do some thinking. People say it's real interesting. I don't know, because I never hear it. Some people say that it's a gift. Other people say it's the kind of thinking anyone could do if they watched more than they talked. I don't know which is true. I see a lot. I think a lot. There's a lot to hear through the 188, too. That maybe accounts for the thinking. This thing on my head is headache medicine. It works real good, except I can't think when it's on. Really think, I mean. That's not junk. That's other people's thoughts. People had to think to make them, and the thoughts got stuck inside. I need other people's thoughts to fill my head when I'm not thinking myself. Otherwise, it's kind of empty. Thinking hurts you, too? Aw, I wish I could let you have the one on my head, but I can't. It hurts real bad when I don't wear it. Great! What do you want me to think about? I can think about you, here, or everywhere. What do you want? Let me take off my medicine. Bull and bear over the dam, at each other's throats. But a light from Vegas? Balls spinning on the wheel, more than two at the table, placing bets. All lose in different ways. A dam of corpses, towns of corpses, scattered across the sand. But whose? In what shares? Even the dealer doesn't know. Forecast, a rain of blood will flood the desert and not purify it. Blah. Thinking about everywhere always makes me feel a little sick. Oh, I don't know. See you.
Alexander doesn't pay me to talk.
Hello. Wish the followers would get me some better armor.
Is there some reason I should be talking to you? Like you have a clue what that even means. The gunrunners have been putting rapid-fire death dealing in the hands of anyone who needed to defend himself for over a century. We're the NCR's #1 supplier of weapons and ammunition. You might call us an unofficial branch of the Army. I'm a salesman. I swing through McCarran and the dam once a week or so to take orders. But lately, I spend most of my time in this piss heap. Ever since the 15 shut down, all caravans come through here, right to me. I check the stock and direct deliveries onward to meet orders. Sure, it stinks to hang out here, but it won't be forever. Plus, I can afford a monthly bender on the strip and still build up my nest egg. Not much to tell. A Brahmin or two loaded up with weapons, and a whole mess of well-armed guards to make sure it ends up where it's supposed to. One nifty bit, though. The gun cases are rigged to explode, so trying to loot one of our caravans doesn't do much good. And that's how the NCR stays equipped. The only thing we don't bring in is energy weapons. Am I selling? Yeah. Am I selling to you? No. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but you're small time. Move along. You might be onto something. I'd like to hang on to any weapons mods I run across. Take a look. We used to, but every caravan carrying them was getting ambushed and wiped out. By someone sophisticated enough to know which was which. We think it was the Brotherhood of Steel. Those crazies always go hard for energy weapons. But the NCR would rather pretend they killed all of them. Bye. It's amazing what passes for a firearm around here. You'd be better off throwing rocks.
I'm sure you'll be fair enough. What can I do for you, boss? Good call. I mean, if that's what you really want, boss. That's why you're the boss. You always make the right decision. I'll just head home. Home to my lonely abandoned shack in the middle of nowhere.
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Where'd you come from?
Huh. Well, in that case, I take it back. You look pretty good, given the circumstances. Well, welcome then. I'm Veronica. I live in a hole in the ground. Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need. Yeah, I'm not worried. They can handle themselves. But somebody has to get the groceries, know what I mean? And actually these days, I think they'd rather have me out here anyway. But that's a whole other story. So listen, can I ask you something on the level? I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Pretty strange bunch. Do you know anything about them? Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. I can't afford anything like that. Hey, so where are you headed anyway? Ooh, very exciting. Gonna strike it rich, huh? I'll be honest. You're the first person I've run across out here that looks like he can really handle himself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Maybe we could travel together. Help each other out. Like I said, they can handle themselves. And I'm not the only one getting supplies for them. It's a big family. Oh, nowhere in particular, really. Just hoping to see more of the world. Looking for a fresh perspective. I want to see how different groups have adapted to survive in the Mojave. See if there's something I can learn from. Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I ask you about the Brotherhood because I'm one of them. I know, but I had to know how you react when I told you. We have made a lot of enemies. You still okay bringing me along? I'm great at punching people. I'm not gonna lie. It's a gift. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh? What's up? Step into my office. See you around.
Welcome to the 188 Slop and Shop. How can I help you? Have a look. Pleasure doing business with. Bye.
Yeah? I followed a bounty here not long ago, but the trail ran cold. I've been getting by working as a caravan guard, but it's not the same. I should get back on the hunt, but I just don't know. I used to pride myself in finding every mark I was after, but I lost him. Everywhere and nowhere, partner. Does it really matter? Might as well, he's long gone. Fellow by the name of Glanton. Used to work as a scalp hunter for the NCR. See, back when the Republic was brushing up against some nasty tribals and raiders down south, they hired Glanton to clean them out. Glanton and his gang were making so much money that pretty soon they stopped caring about whose scalp they took, be it women or children. Brass tried to put a lid on it, declared him an outlaw, but it didn't matter. Settlers loved Glanton, made him into a hero. If settlers or miners run into trouble with tribals, they hired Glanton. It wasn't until recently that the government got serious about him. A few months back, the NCR finally put a bounty of 10,000 caps on his head. I decided it'd be worth my... Just my luck, he drifted south of the Mojave when I was trailing him. Rumor is that he was meeting up with some old accomplice, Judge Richter. Apparently this guy ran with Glanton years ago. Damn. That seems to be the consensus around here. Teaming up would have its advantages, but I need to make sure you can handle yourself. What are your qualifications? Now you're talking. I think you'll work out just fine. I do have to ask, though. You're not in bed with Caesar's Legion, are you? Good to know. I can respect that. Look, I'd like to get started after Glanton right away. Are you ready to go? Every second we wait allows Glanton...
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
Hey there, need anything? Sure.
I serve you, Master? Welcome to Repcon headquarters, Rocketeer. Come all this way to see our little facility, have you? I'm here to answer any and all questions you may have. I can answer whatever questions you'd like, provided your query is limited to Repcon history. Repcon's illustrious history began way back in 2054, shortly after the famous Delta-11 rocket was completed and launched. Repcon's initial focus was on the development of fuel to be used in orbital propulsion in response to the energy crisis of 2052. Sad times indeed. The company really took off when Robco purchased Repcon in late 2076 to develop unmanned rockets to explore the solar system. Very well. The tour showcases Repcon's amazing scientific contributions and the promise of many more. Excellent, excellent. Please be patient. Ready for the Repcon tour, Rocketeers? Courtesy of the fine folks at Robco, I'll be your guide today on the path of scientific discovery. In the lead-lined case behind me is a spent radioactive rod from one of our old reactors. How may I serve you? No need to stand too close. Let's move along, shall we? Look here. A row of multicolored plasma fuels. Careful. They may look safe to drink, but your stomach is the last place they should be. Why the difference in cylinder size? Refining our production methods has resulted in higher yields of fuel over time. That's why. Yes? Did you have a question? Goodbye, Rocketeer. To my right, you can see a sample of some old safety barrels Repcon once used to store radioactive waste. Perfectly safe. On my left is an example of a mountain of Repcon safety barrels some legislators claim are poisoning our environment. Ridiculous. Behind me is our most recent rocket project, which we're keeping under our hats until launch, if you'll pardon the expression. And in front of me is a model, not actual size, of the launch dome we are using to send our rockets screaming into orbit. Now these colorful fellows behind me are Repcon's earliest experiments in flight. Feel free to read the plaques and learn, Rocketeers. Now for the highlight of our tour. Due to a generous donation from Robco, this next exhibit showcases the wondrous world of robots. Around you are the incredible iBot, the fearsome SentryBot, and the always helpful Mr. Handy. That helpfulness runs through our whole line. This is the final stop on our tour. This model of our solar system is a small example of where the partnership between Robco and Repcon hopes to go.
See those little rockets zipping about? They are manned by robots, tirelessly looking for resources to mine on planets beyond our own. And that's it for our tour today, Rocketeers. Robco and its tiny partner, Repcon, thank you. Any further questions? Please, feel free to ask. Yes? Did you have a question? How may I serve you, mistress? How may I serve you, master? Unauthorized facial pattern detected. Valid security badge detected. Temporary access granted. Please complete employee registration with security. Well, Mrs. Millett, I hope you have an excellent day at work today. How may I serve you, mistress? Of course, of course. Don't let me keep you. Third floor access is for executives only. Please identify. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Hello, Mrs. Millett. I hope you have an excellent day at work today. How may I serve you, mistress?
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
Invalid facial pattern detected.
What's up? Step into my office. See you around.
Trouble. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Hey! Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress? Trouble. Nah, forget it.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
We won't go quietly.
Hey, glad you're with us.
Hey there. Need anything? Sure.
Hello, potential customer. Welcome, sir or madam. Do you wish to purchase something? All gunrunner. This kiosk was special. I am ready to process our transaction.
Hey, buddy, spare a cap? I can make it worth your while. The first thing you should know is that Freeside is run by a pack of yahoos that call themselves the Kings. Their leader, who oddly enough calls himself the King, currently has his hands full trying to prevent an all-out riot in Freeside. That's 2 tips, but what the hell? You're a new customer, so the extra one's on me. Wanna hear another? There's a rumor that a huge army is camped to the east, massing to attack the NCR. Who in the world could stand? What do you say? Things have generally been bad here for the squatters, the people who came here hoping. But lately, the mood has changed. That one was pretty good, right? He might not look it, but Ralph, for Mick and Ralph's, is no slouch with a keyboard. I've heard he's helped reprogram several robots in his time. That one was... East of Freeside, there's an old Air Force base. No one knows for sure what's in there, though, on account of anyone approaching the place getting violently blown up. That one... Well, everyone knows he just sort of showed up a few years back. And everything you see around you... What do you say? Mention the NCR and people around here get a little on edge. There's talk that they're going to take over all of New Vegas. It doesn't help that they've got military camps all over the place, and more troops pour into the area daily. What do you say? In the area between the north and east gates is the old Mormon fort, where the followers aren't a bad bunch, and provide healing and supplies to the people of Freeside as they can. That one... I heard something about a town south of here being attacked, but details are sketchy. All I know is there haven't been any refugees showing up here, which means either the attack wasn't too bad, or it was very, very bad. What do you say? I've heard people passing through mention some kind of underground fights, pitting creatures of the waste against one another for sport. And when I say underground, that's their word I'm using. That one was... The Strip is run by the Three family. When he first showed up, he gave the local tribes the choice of working with him or getting the hell out of his way. Given how things turned out, I know which way I'd have gone. But hindsight's 20/20, right? I got more where that came from. Want another? If you've been around the Kings, you may have met one of them named Pacer. He's always stomping around trying to show off his authority. Being new, you weren't around when it happened, but a few months ago, Pacer pissed off the Van Graff family big time. No one knows what went down, but word is the Van Graffs still want him dead. What do you say? People in Freeside generally fall into one of 2 categories. Those who've been here all their lives call themselves locals. When people from the NCR and other places started pouring in, the locals began referring to them as squatters, and the name stuck. The locals blame the squatters for the scarcity of resources in Freeside, and the squatters blame any act of violence against them on the locals. They're both right to some extent. What do you... There's a guy out on the main drag who sells second-hand adventuring gear. He's got an okay selection. That one... Drugs are everywhere. Jacob Hoff, for instance. That man was a brilliant chemist before he picked up the habit. That King Pacer's a fan of Jet, too. Though I heard one of the followers talking about it being dangerous for him. Something about his heart. Do yourself a favor and stay away from that stuff, okay? That one was pretty good, right? Traders have been griping for a while now about I-15 being too dangerous to travel. I got more... Saw a strange thing the other day. The King took that robo-dog of his over to the old Mormon fort. Weird thing was that the dog was flipping out and had to be restrained by a few... I got more where the... Ever hear of the gun runners? That one was... I've heard the Garretts over at the Atomic Wrangler are having a hard time collecting some money owed to them. An enterprising person like yourself might be able to make some... That one. I probably don't have to tell you that Freeside's danger. They're not all what do you say? Northwest of the big free. It's not as fancy as the ones on the strip, but that one was. Have you been to Mick and Ralph's yet? They run a store. I got more where that came from. Want another? Caught a rumor the other day that some of the clientele over at the Wrangler, stuff like weirdos wanting the services of ghouls and such. That one was... The NCR used to run a prison to the southwest, but something happened. I got... At the northwest end of Fremont Street, you'll find the Silver Rush. It's run by a rather... These are not people you want to mess with. But I got... A traveler that passed through here not long ago told everyone he met that there's some kind of plant parrot. All the people foolish enough to listen. I got more... The chairman run a casino on the strip called The Tops. I haven't been... Have you tried going to the... But if you know the right people... That... There was a rumor a while back that the White Glove Society was really... What do you think? That... If you thought the Wrangler was something... That one... I understand.
Looking for a fix, man? Have a look, baby. Yep. If you're looking for guns, talk to Mick. Take a gander. I only offer services if the king gives the okay. Alright. Yeah, I've got a little side business going. What I'm about to share with you does not leave this room, eh? Over the years, I've gradually perfected my craft to the point of perfection. No one can distinguish between my work and the real thing. What I'm referring to is passports. If you've got the caps, I can whip up a strip passport which will fool even the most well-trained eye. Hey, if you're interested and have the caps, they go for 500. Any less, and it ain't worth the risk of getting caught. What do you say? No problem. What do you want to know? If you haven't heard of the king, you must have been living under a rock or something. The king has his boys all over Freeside. He controls the water pump and is essentially the go-to guy for what goes around here. They are the local energy weapon dealers in Freeside. When it comes to lasers and plasma, they're the only game in town, and they keep it that way. Gloria's men are the best armed in Freeside and ruthless to boot. But her brother, Jean-Baptiste Cutting, puts them all to shame. Their joint is the only place in Freeside to get it all under one roof. They've got gambling, booze, chems, and whores. They're good folks, just don't cross them. They're known for tidying up loose ends with a bullet to the brain box.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph's. If you need guns, I'm your man. For general supplies and... Sure. Why? Do you... In that case, yes I do. Follow me. Like I always say, a polite society is an armed society. Welcome back. Things were better when the Omertas were buying, but we get by. Good selection from traders, and the Van Graffs keep... That's the thing. I have no idea. If you hear anything, let me know. Anything else I can help you with? Come back and see us soon.
Whoa!
Reach for the sky, mister. This is the best gun in the whole Oh man, it's Stacy. That's still a lot of money.
Morning. Check it out, between the dumpsters there. The last person's...
Trouble.
by Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs, sir. Hi. What? Come to Mick and Ralph's for
Your
all your
lady
shopping
friend
needs.
needs to lighten up.
We're gonna have rat tonight. Do that again.
What's up? Good day.
You want to travel through Freeside with ease, you hire a king. We're everywhere, and no one messes with us. Your safety is practically guaranteed. Freeside's a little dangerous for people traveling alone or in small groups. You go without a... you must be new.
This man's prices are steep, but I hear he's worth it.
This gentleman and I were just settling on a price. I'm afraid you'll have to hire one of the others this time around.
Need some grub? I got you covered. Typically, I find it goes down better if I leave people guessing. I have my little helpers out and about, always. You may have seen them around somewhere. You'll be back.
Hello.
Morning.
Howdy. I've been around a while. Currently working for the Followers as a gun for hire, but it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked, who I could chat up about liquor, got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun. I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door. I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental... Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while? What do you have in mind? Longing makes the heart grow fonder, but I've always been a fan of hog-tying my lovers to... Time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted time. The only thing I know for certain... What starts in misery tends to stay there. That's when Mr. House's robots rolled out of the Lucky 38. Lots of folks died. Some scattered to the winds. What about him? Pretty much the sort of gang... The king himself, though? He's got that something special you can't put a... I reckon they care about getting water and electricity from the dam. The locals here are just an inconvenience to them. Something to step over or stomp down. They're... Before or after the human race shot itself in the foot? I've been around long enough to have both opinions, see. Before the war, Mr. House was a famous captain of industry. Robotics, to be specific. Seemed charming in interviews, until he became a recluse. Since the war, though, didn't make a peep for near 200 years. But when he came back strong and killed a lot of people. I don't know how they do it. If they didn't charge for their services, I'd think they was crazy. But... Couple of rad scorpions, those two. Or rather, she'd tell her brother to do it for her. John
Talk to you later.
Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher, not even a particularly good one. Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries, stim packs out of barrel cacti, and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims. For the past 100 years or so, the followers have managed to get by using salvaged medical supplies from the old world. But the side effect of medical success is that more people live longer. Funny how that works. Eventually, we'll run out of hospitals to loot. We need new ways to produce those supplies, or maybe old ways if this research goes anywhere. I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sub sole. Caesar can cite Cato to suit his purpose. Many people have spoken Latin. Some of them were quite pleasant. It's unfortunate that the language is now associated with the gentleman across the river. Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there. The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar. I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way. Oh, sorry. There's nothing new under the sun. If agave and mesquite were that miraculous, the locals would have figured it out a few... Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended. No offense intended, but why should... Pulling bullets out of a vengeance-crazed drifter is truly a noble step up from tending to the downtrodden of Freeside. Hello again. Me specifically? No. I'm sure Julie Farkas does, though. Lab coat, pointy hair. Answers to the name Julie Farkas. I'm sure she can find something for you to do. It might be kind of depressing and terrible, though. Caveat Samaritanus. See you around. Morning.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard. The Old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. The followers of the Apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here, but the Kings quickly took control of the pump. We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. More than rough, it's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up. The big man around here is the king. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside. Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob. Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's. The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist. In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around. Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long... What do you... Bill Ronte and... But lately, the Kings have started charging... They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so. They've done a lot of good for the community, but that seems to be changing. The flood... I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the king wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that. I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though a den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath teams? What did you want to know? This could take a while.
Can't help but be impressed with what they're doing here.